हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Satashri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Satashri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गिराधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायपुर धाम की जय। श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Narayanam namaskrityam naram cheva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistuki. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 10, entitled Dhruva Maharaj's fight with the Yakshas. And we're going to read from text 14 to 19, and we'll do 18 and 19 together. So I'll read from text 14, and then 18 and 19 we'll do together. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 10, Text 14. Ha ha karas tadai vasit sidanam divi pashyatam hato aham manava suryo magnaha punya janarnave. Translation. All the siddhas from the higher planetary systems were observing the fight from the sky, and when they saw that Dhruva Maharaj had been covered by the incessant arrows of the enemy, they roared tumultuously. Quote, "The grandson of Manu, Dhruva, is now lost." Unquote. They cried that Dhruva Maharaj was just like the sun, and that now he has set within the ocean of the Yakshas. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word Manava is very significant. Generally, this word is used to mean human being. Dhruva Maharaj is also described here as Manava. Not only is Dhruva Maharaj a descendant of Manu, but all human society descends from Manu. According to Vedic civilization, Manu is the lawgiver. Even today, Hindus in India follow the laws given by Manu. Everyone, therefore, in human society is a Manava, or descendant of Manu. But Dhruva Maharaj is a distinguished Manava because he is a great devotee. The denizens of the planet Siddha Loka, where the residents can fly in the sky without airplanes, were anxious over Dhruva Maharaj's welfare in the battlefield. Srila Rupa Goswami says, therefore not only is a devotee well protected by the Supreme Lord, but all the demigods and even ordinary men are anxious for his security and safety. The comparison given here that Dhruva Maharaj appeared to merge in the ocean of the Yakshas is also significant. When the sun sets on the horizon, it appears that the sun drowns in the ocean, but factually the sun has no difficulty. Similarly, although Dhruva appeared to drown in the ocean of the Yakshas, he had no difficulty. As the sun rises again in due course at the end of the night, so Dhruva Maharaj, although he might have been in difficulty, because after all it was a fight, and in any fighting activities there are reverses, and that did not mean that he was defeated. Text 15. Nadastu yatu dhaneshu jaya kashishu ata mirde utatishtat ratasthasya niharat eva bhakshkara. Translation. The Yakshas, being temporarily victorious, exclaimed that they had conquered Dhruva Maharaj. But in the meantime, Dhruva's chariot suddenly appeared, and as the sun suddenly appears from within foggy, just as the sun suddenly appears from within foggy mist. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here, Dhruva Maharaj is compared to the sun and the great assembly of the Yakshas to foggy mist. fog is insignificant in comparison with the sun, although the sun is sometimes seen to be covered by fog. In fact, the sun cannot be covered by anything. Our eyes may be covered by a cloud, but the sun is never covered. By this comparison of the sun, the greatness of Dhruva Maharaj in all circumstances is affirmed. Text 16. Dhanur Vishphur Jayan Divyam Dvishatvam Khedam Udvaham Astrogham Vyadhamat Bhaner Ghananikam Eva Nikhale Niklay. Translation. Dhruva Maharaj's bow and arrows twanged and hissed, causing lamentation in the hearts of his enemies. He began to shoot incessant arrows, shattering all their different weapons. Just as the blasting wind scatters the assembled clouds in the sky. Text 17. Tashyate chapa nirmukta bitva varmani rakshasam khayam avi vishastigma girin ashanayo yata. Translation. The sharp arrows released from the bow of Dhruva Maharaj pierced the shields and bodies of the enemy, like the thunderbolts released by the King of Heaven, which dismantled the bodies of the mountains. So now we'll do text 18 and 19 together, word for word. Baler Sanchidyamananam Shirobi Charu Kundaler Urubir Hema Talabair Dobir Valaya Falgubir Hara Keyura Mukuter Ushnishes Cha Maha Dhaner Ashritas Tha Rana Bhuvo Rejur Vira Mano Hara Bale Sanchidyamananam Danam Shirobis Charukundaler Urabir Hema Talaber Dobir Valaya Falgubir Hara Keyura Mukuter Ushnishescha Mahadhaner Ashritastha Ranabhuvo Rejurvira Manohara Bale Sanchidyamananam Shirobishcharu Kundaler Urabir Hema Talaber Dobir Falaya Falgubir Hara Keyura Mukuter Ushnishescha Mahadaner Ashritastha Ranabhuvo Rejurvira Manohara Pare Sanchidyamananam Shirobischaru Kundaler Urubir Hema Talaber Dobir Falaya Falgubir Hara Keyura Mukuter Ushnishesta Mahadaner Ashritastarana Bhuvo Rejurvira Manohara Word-for-word translation. Balair, by his arrows, Sanchidyamananam, of the Yakshas. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Giriraj Govardhan ki jai, Gaur Hare ki jai, Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Guru Parampara ki jai. Sanchidyamananam, of the Yakshas who were cut to pieces. Shirobi, with heads. Charu, beautiful. Kundaler, with earrings. Urubi, with thighs. Hema Thalabher, the golden palm trees. Dobhir, with arms. Valaya Falgubir, with beautiful bracelets. Hara, with garlands. Keyura, armlets. Mukter, and helmets. Ushnisher, with turbans. Keyura, armlets. Mukuter, and helmets. Ushnisher, with turbans. Cha, also. Mahadaner, very valuable. Ashrita, covered. Ta, those. Rana Bhuva, battlefield, Rejur began to glimmer. Veera of the heroes, Manaharaha, bewildering the minds. Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, the heads of those who were cut to pieces by the arrows of Dhruva Maharaj were decorated very beautifully with earrings and turbans. The legs of their bodies were as beautiful as golden palm trees. The arms were decorated with golden bracelets and armlets, and the heads there were very valuable helmets bedecked with gold. All these ornaments lying on the battlefield were very attractive and could bewilder the mind of a hero. Please repeat. My dear great sage Maitreya. Sorry. The great sage Maitreya continued. My dear Vidura, the heads of those who were cut to pieces by the arrows of Dhruva Maharaj were decorated very beautifully with earrings and turbans. The legs of their bodies were as beautiful as golden palm trees. Their arms were decorated with golden bracelets and armlets, and on their heads there were valuable helmets bedecked with gold. All these ornaments lying on the battlefield were very attractive and could bewilder the mind of a hero. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It appears that in those days soldiers used to go to the battlefield highly decorated with golden ornaments and with helmets and turbans. And when they were dead, the booty was taken by the enemy party. Their falling dead in battle with their many golden ornamental dresses was certainly a lucrative opportunity for the heroes on the battlefield. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurul Militam Yena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Satadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschetta Dishatharini Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnaveyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. text 18 and 19 translation, the great sage Maitreya continued, "My dear Vidura, the heads of those who were cut to pieces by the arrows of Dhruva Maharaj were decorated very beautifully with earrings and turbans. The legs of their bodies were as beautiful as golden palm trees. Their arms were decorated with golden bracelets and armlets, and their heads, on their heads, there were very valuable helmets bedecked with gold. All these ornaments lying on the battlefield were very attractive and could bewilder the mind of a hero." We read these verses that we've read. It simply is giving us details of the battle or the fighting that was going on between Dhruva Maharaj and the Yakshas. And Prabhupada comments that in those days the soldiers used to go to the battlefield highly decorated with golden ornaments and helmets and turbans, and when they were killed, then it became booty for the opposing army that they could just take, and because golden things that we read of highly decorated, it's amazing that it was an honor to die on the battlefield in those days, and it was a great privilege to fight as well. So here we read of we've given details of this battle that's going on between Dhruva Maharaj and the Yakshas. In the first verse that we read, text 14, Prabhupada makes a nice point about human beings. Prabhupada writes, I'll read the translation for text 14. All the siddhas from the higher planetary systems were observing the fight from the sky, and when they saw that Dhruva Maharaj had been covered by the incessant arrows of the enemy, they roared tumultuously, "The grandson of Manu, Dhruva, is now lost." They cried that Dhruva was just like the sun, and that now he had set within the ocean of the Yakshas. Prabhupada writes in this purport, in this verse the word Manava is very significant. Generally this word is used to mean human being. Dhruva Maharaj is also described here as Manava. Not only is Dhruva Maharaj a descendant of Manu, but all human society descends from Manu. According to Vedic civilization, Manu is the lawgiver. Even today, Hindus in India follow the laws given by Manu. Everyone, therefore, in human society is a Manava, or descendant of Manu. But Dhruva Maharaj is a distinguished Manava because he is a great devotee. So Prabhupada makes a distinction between a human being and a devotee. It's very important point that Prabhupada says. Everyone in human society is a Manava or descendant from Manu. But Dhruva Maharaj is a distinguished Manava because he is a great devotee. We as spirit souls, we are transmigrating from one body to another since time immemorial, and we had different coverings or different bodies: aquatic, plant, bird, reptiles, birds, beasts, human beings, high human beings. In this way, we transmigrating from one body to another within the 8,400,000 species of life. And by this evolution from this cycle, we have this opportunity to take birth as human beings. Here we say Manava. But Prabhupada is saying that But Dhruva Maharaj is a distinguished Manava because he is a devotee. So we'll just try and understand our position a little. As human beings, we are fortunate because we have the opportunity to try and understand. We have the opportunity for self-realization, to understand the high purpose of human being. Prabhupada said that if a human being doesn't use his valuable life to engage in God consciousness or Krishna consciousness, he is like a polished animal, simply eating, sleeping, mating and defending. And this was in a conversation with someone, and he said that human beings and animals do the same thing. They're eating, an animal will pick up any food from the ground, and a human being will eat in a nice restaurant or at home. The same way with sex life and defending, a human being is more polished in what he does. But if a human being doesn't engage this human form of life in trying to understand himself by engaging in Krishna consciousness, then he's like the polished animal. So Prabhupada, in a lecture on the Bhagavad Gita, where he quotes from the teachings of Rishabdev from Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, I'll just read this. So this is the warning of Rishabdev, that this human life is not meant for this purpose. For this purpose, Prabhupada is saying sense gratification, like the hogs and dogs. Then what is it? Then what it is? Tapo, that is stated here. Natha Pakshkaya, one who has not undergone austerities and penances according to Vedic system, what he can understand Bhagavad Gita or the Vedas? Prabhupada continues in this lecture. Therefore, he is warned. And what is the result of tapasya? To become bhakta, devotee. Bahunam janme anta jnanavam mam prapadyante. Bhagavad Gita 7:19. One who has actually undergone austerities, penances, then the result will be that he will surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is bhakta. So human form of life is a life of responsibility. And here Prabhupada is saying, according to Rishabdev, that the first thing we need to do is perform tapasya, tapo. And then Prabhupada is saying, then he can become bhakta or devotee. And what is that tapasya? We also find in a Nectar of Instruction, verse 4, Prabhupada is saying, and is speaking on the 6 exchanges between devotees, and one of them is sharing prasadam. Prabhupada writes, the members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness invite the society's members and supporters to dine with them when they hold their love feasts in all their branches every Sunday. Many interested people come to honor prasad, and wherever possible, they invite members of the society to their homes and feed them sumptuously with prasad. In this way, both the members and the society and the general public are benefited. People should give up the company of yogis, jnanis, karmis, and philanthropists, because the association can benefit no one. If one really wants to attain the goal of human life, he should associate with devotees of the Krishna consciousness movement, because it is the only movement that teaches one how to develop love for God. Religion is the special function of human society, and it constitutes the distinction between human society and animal society. Animal society has no church, mosque, or religious system. In all parts of the world, however downtrodden human society may be, there is some system of religion. Even tribal aborigines in the jungles also have a system of religion. When a religious system develops and turns into love of Godhead, it is successful, as stated in the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam 1-6. Savai pumsham paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhoksaje ahuktuki apritahata yaya atma suprasiddhati. Translation: the supreme occupation dharma for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to completely satisfy the self. So here Prabhupada is saying that one should give up the company of so-called yogis, jnanis, karmis and philanthropists. We can understand that the karmis and philanthropists are ordinary human beings. But the yogis and jnanis are those who are trying to practice spiritual life. But Prabhupada is saying that one should give up the association because the association can benefit no one. Can benefit no one. How to become a devotee, we've heard earlier, is by performing austerity. The austerities we don't have to perform like the yogis and the jnanis. What Prabhupada is given, especially in this age of Kali, is 4 aspects of austerity. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and no gambling. And once we follow this, the first thing is we are protected. This is how we are protected. We all are praying for the protection of the Lord, but this is how He is telling us. You do this through the bona fide spiritual master. You follow His instruction, and this is how you will be protected. This is how Krishna's mercy is coming. So Prabhupada is saying that we should give up this type of association and associate only with devotees, because by their association we can understand first who we are, then we can learn about Krishna or God, what is our relationship, and how we can attain the perfection of life. So this human form of life is distinguished when we become a devotee. Otherwise, human beings, even if they are religious, they go to the place of worship like a church, mosque, synagogue, temple, and thereafter they go back to their normal lives. That is like just performing some ritual, sometimes just to please someone, or just to do it for the sake of doing it, without any spiritual inquiry. When this spiritual inquiry is missing, then that's like religion, and people change their religion. Prabhupada says that when human beings, they simply like animals, after they satisfy their gross senses, sense gratification, when they become tired of this, then they become a little introspective. Then they try to go into religion. They try to find out why they're suffering and how to again come out of that suffering. So they try one religious system. If it doesn't work, they go to the next. They go to the next, and ultimately they become atheists. They're so frustrated, and they promised, and people in religion are waiting to cheat them. You come and join us, you'll find a job, you'll find peace and happiness, you'll go to heaven, things like that. This is all within the material world, and ultimately it is cheating. And this is how human beings become frustrated, because sense gratification in the beginning is very nice. It's like sugar in the beginning, but it's like poison at the end. And this is what is going on in this world. And people become frustrated, then they try to come into spiritual life or religion, basically. And they are cheated if they don't understand how we how we've come to this world, how we are entrapped in this body. We are the Atma with the spirit soul, Aham Brahmashmi. And in this way, once we have this inquiry, we will not be cheated if we are sincere. But if we're just trying to mitigate our problems, trying to approach God just to solve our problems, then we'll remain as human beings. And as Prabhupada says here, Dhruva Maharaj is a distinguished Manava because he is a great devotee. So this human form of life means we must try and become devotee of Lord Krishna. Often we speak to people and everyone knows that about God, but who God is actually they don't know until you come to Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. We'll stop there. Take your comments or questions. You can add on to the class as well. The microphone. Is it? That's it. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.